All right. I hope that worked. That's good. Oh my God, it worked. There it is.
Yeah. I've been trying to type answers all night.
It must be very frustrating. I don't know. I kept trying to get you in. It wasn't working. It's all right. Let's
Yeah.
the joy of being live. All
I'm
right.
glad you
Now,
put that drawing up. That
well,
drawing
thank
has
you
been
for
a
sending.
hot topic.
Yeah. Why is that?
Yeah, that drawing has been a hot topic. Building against foundation walls. Yes, it does drive the price up, but as hardscapers, we don't want the liability of building against foundation walls. They're probably cracked when you started. There's probably water in the foundation when they started. A lot of people forget a ready mix concrete wall or a masonry wall can hold 75% of its weight in water naturally. It is a naturally wicking. We're not talking about a
It's a
paving stone
sponge.
or an SRW. These things, you build up against them, you're asking for trouble in a freeze-thaw susceptible climate with a deep frost line. Oh no.
I
See how
didn't know
upset
that
I am?
that 75% of its weight. That's huge, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's become a big issue in the lick and stick stone industry because there's no air gap and there's a
So
lot of delamination.
they're putting that scratch coat. They're putting other material. All moisture is just trapped in there.
That's right. It's trapped in the mortar, it's trapped in the lick and stick stone, it's trapped in the scratch coat, and it's trapped in the structural block that's behind it. Yeah, it's a the thing is, it's not liability and who's to blame and all that kind of stuff. We want to give our consumers the best value. We want to make sure that when they make an investment with us and they make that transfer of trust we talk about in selling, right? That's the definition of selling, a transfer of trust. When they make that transfer of trust and they choose us, be bragging to the neighbors and their friends and look at what I got and look how great it is. And we haven't, the only time we call them is to cook in our wood-fired oven. That's it.
That's it. Okay,
Look
so
at
we
the other
gotta
side. Look at the other side of my cup. Bite me.
like,
It's Spider. I don't know where it came from.
I got a Guinness Badger. It's a vintage Guinness
Damn,
glass.
son. I have to get one.
Okay, so Harmer Stone Interlock is asking, what about doing the walkway alongside the house, which also has the foundation? So we're saying build, 3 feet away from the house. But what about? I guess I'm suspecting just because I lived in Ontario, I've seen how these subdivisions are. You got very little space between the house, probably have less than 6 feet. So no matter where you put that walkway, you're building it within 3 feet of the foundation wall. What do you do there?
Yeah, and if it's a full bed deck masonry application and the weeps are very low in the wall, that compounds it even more. And a lot of homeowners, as the houses get older, they put more and more mulch and they start covering the weeps. And now you got a dry well, a hybrid installation, 3 feet away from a foundation wall. Water flows in one of 6 directions,
Yeah.
Osmosis being number one, but there's 5 others. So it's a concern. And that EPDM liner that's going to be put up against the foundation wall and shingled out, it's going to be tough to do on a front walkway. I think we built front walkways too close to foundation walls anyway. Stay 6 feet away. When you go too close, people tend to put their plantings too close to the foundation wall, again, affecting the weeps on full bed depth masonry. So my preference, let's go, 5-6 feet out. And then that's the edge of our walkway. And then we can go hybrid installation. And I tell you what, you want to talk about a moneymaker, you can do 150, 200 square foot walkways, 3 of them a day, and grip it and rip it with products like Bellagio with no cuts, products like Squadra with no cuts. There's Valet. We did a Valet one on YouTube a couple of years ago, just outside of Philadelphia. Very little cutting. Hybrid, open graded stone, open graded base. You could use the extreme edge, maybe an elevated curb on the high side, like Avignon or Pietra or Brandon, to retain the the decorative gravel or mulch or whatever on that high side, and you could do 3 a day, and you can put your mind to doing that. Make 3 consumers happy. Get 300 to 600 square foot down a day. I'm talking about edged and jointed and done and seeded and strawed the perimeter, and shake hands at the door, give me a check. Shake hands at the door, give me a check. Shake hands at the door, give me a check. And do 3 the next day. That's how badass hybrid installations can be. And synthetics too. If it's an older development, relatively flat front yards, I would consider Gator Base, and do 3 or 4 walkways a day in communities.
And that could be an answer to the question, because I'm just drawing out like specifically how I'm interpreting this person's question from Ottawa. They're saying, I got to do a walkway between the 2 houses. I probably have like less than 10 feet. They want a 4-foot walkway. So by default, I'm building within 3 feet of the foundation wall. How should I build it? What you're saying is if it's hybrid, I'm basically inviting water to go in. So maybe is dense graded or synthetic base a better option in that case?
I'm going to send you a cross section again.
Okay.
Because you're my buddy. And it's a permeable pavement drawing.
Okay.
And it's going to show the change in elevation or the excavation. Here we go. Send. So you should be able to open it up now. Only takes a second to come through. And basically we have a funneled excavation. The nice thing about hybrid installations, that's right. The nice thing about hybrid installations, they're not freeze-thaw susceptible. Any water that may be trapped in that base or bedding layer will simply expand into the void space, 30 to 35% void space. There you go. Right, perfect. So in that application, I could use a liner. I could use an exfiltration pipe down the middle, tie that pipe, exfiltration meaning exfiltrate water to a subterranean drainage structure like a dry well, or tie it into the stormwater system, or just simply daylight it into the front or backyard, whatever.
So if I'm going to do open graded stone, a hybrid base in that situation over here, we want to make this kind of look more like this, and make sure that that pipe holds down at least 4 inches of stone here, right? Not sitting on the bottom, at least 4 inches of stone. And this pipe is either coming at us or going away from us, but it's getting any potential water out of there and not allowing it to accumulate and eventually soak into here or soak into here.
That's absolutely correct, because water is going to take the course of least resistance, which is a smooth walled pipe. It's going to get into the pipe. Now, we just taught the NCMA class, Rick Bischoff and myself, internally, but we're launching it externally, so you'll see an announcement from Hardscaper talking about an NCMA industry certification class. And one of the questions that kept coming up was, what's the pitch of the pipe? And I think the best way to remember that is think of the pitch on the gutters of your house. The pitch on the gutters of your house are approximately 1/40th of an inch per foot. So that's 1 inch in 40 foot. That's not all you need. Though. That's close to none, right? But it's not none. And it would work with none because you have the hydraulic flow of water. But 1/40th of an inch per foot is plenty. You're going to get water to that dry well. And put your drawing back up there again, or my drawing that I emailed you. Okay. Pipe is shown very low in the horizon. It doesn't need to be that low. You can even elevate it a little bit higher. That's right. So that your dry well isn't, dug to China, right? The higher the pipe is in the horizon of the pavement, it gives water a little bit of time to infiltrate down into the soil, still staying away from the foundation walls. And then we can catch any excess before it gets into the foundation walls and run it out to a dry well that doesn't have to be so, insanely deep,
Yeah, because if it was down here, my dry well would have to be all the way down here.
Yes, that's right.
If I could be up here with my pipe, then I don't have to go down as deep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Aquascape has a great aqua block system. We use that on our hybrid installation for the exfiltration system. Great for rain harvesting. They got some great environmental magicians over there at Aquascape too, that if you got a question about dry wells, biogardens, bioswales, water weirs, anything like that, man, they're awesome.
good. They're good.
Yeah.
They're solid people too.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? There was another question on if I should use blue skin or if a pond liner is more appropriate. The difference with blue skin is blue skin that'll stick to the foundation. I don't know what the actual name. Do you know what blue skin is? Like I know it by like that's a brand name for a product, but basically it's an adhesive waterproofing membrane that you apply to a structure. So it's like a building envelope type of material. We want the liner to come along the foundation wall and along the bottom, so that we're directing water away from the house. So that's the difference. So
If it's impermeable, you can use it. You could use EPDM liner. You could use a high density polyethylene. You could use anything that's impermeable. The thing is affixing it to the foundation wall. When we did the hybrid install, we had a relatively new foundation and the house was overbuilt. The homeowner was involved in the construction and everything was overbuilt. Okay, great. So I feel comfortable with Tapcons or Ram sets, holding that EPDM liner. If I didn't feel comfortable because of the age of the home or because of the quality of the build, maybe it was a track home builder that, really is subcontracting the pours on the foundation, isn't paying attention to quality, then I might want to use some type of an adhesive like the Flex Lock Ultra or something to hold it in place until I can get those different levels built. Once I get those different levels built, the weight of all that's going to hold it in place. So if blue skin, if that's what it's called, blue skin, or self-adhesive, as long as it's impermeable. Better is to build away from the foundation, folks. Stay away from the foundation. Way back.
Can you throw a French drain under a hybrid base to alleviate that water flow? Was the question. So instead of that smooth walled pipe, kind of doing a soak away pipe like we were talking about. I guess so.
Yeah, sure. Whether you can have a non-uniform excavation. So just like the funneled excavation that Alex put up on the screen, it's not freeze thaw susceptible. Just do the one section maybe 4 feet deep, and the next section's only 8 inches deep. Will it expand and contract at a different rate? No. Will the frost heave it at a different rate? No. So the answer is no. You're fine. And that's why we compact the soil subgrade in a hybrid installation for when it does freeze, when the ground freezes, it's uniform expansion and contraction. That's why.
Yeah. Hardscape Ottawa brought up a good point, is that situation between the houses, you doesn't typically see a high volume of water because it's a low surface area. It's a small surface area, and you usually have some overhang from the roof. Unless the downspouts are draining there, which is a very key point. A lot of people are building the hardscapes and not tying the downspouts into anything. They're letting the downspouts run off right onto the pavement, and that's a mistake. Now, you can totally just plumb that downspout, run it through the base, and run it off to the dry well or somewhere else, and not subject your whole hardscape structure you just built to this concentrated volume of water that's coming down.
That's right. And yeah. And Rick Bischoff tells a really neat story. He's part of the education team here at Hardscaper and Techoblock. But when we're talking about walls and water issues, he talks about not only looking at your property, but all neighboring adjacent properties, even if it means going behind the fence, because you may be surprised the neighbor behind you is running all their water to your property. So what seems dry right now in a rain event, you might have water, that backyard might be super saturated. You couldn't even walk in it because your feet would sink down into it. So you really need to investigate. And sometimes the homeowners they didn't do it to be mean. The builder did it. Another landscape contractor did it who wasn't conscious and just said, listen, I'm going to sheet this patio towards that fence, and where it goes, that's someone else's problem. And it ends up being yours. So you really want to do an investigation. It's not a bad marketing opportunity to go and knock on the 4 houses, 5 houses around, say, I'm going to be working in this area. And I just want to look at your backyard. I want to see what the grades are and make sure that I've got all that in mind So all the water, storm water that is on my property stays on my property, and all the water that's on your property stays on yours. So
Yeah.
that's it's a good trick.
Absolutely. What was I going to ask? Oh yeah, no, sorry. There was a question. It was that drawing. This drawing in particular is not necessarily on the website, but you know what? If you shoot Pete a DM or shoot me a DM, we can send this to you by email.
It's that drawing that you just showed, the hybrid cross, is very innovative. It's a little bit outside the box thinking. The use of biaxial grids, as opposed to digging. I had a discussion with a contractor in North Carolina just this week, who was going to put 12 inches of base in North Carolina under a driveway, and I said, wait a minute, let's do 9 inches and 2 layers of the Alliance biaxial geogrid. That's going to be way stronger, and that's 25% less excavation, 25% less stone, and you're in and out of that job 25% faster. Send me a commission check. I was just kidding. I was just kidding about the commission check. But that's some of the. You look at the Port of Tampa, which was one of the first industrial strength interlocking pavements done in North America, and they used biaxial geogrid to not have to dig so much, and the base of the horizon not to be so thick. And I don't know why we got away from it. I'm grateful to a lot of grid and geotextile suppliers who are helping to educate us in the hardscape community that, sometimes excavation isn't the answer, especially if you're dealing in situ soils. It hasn't been disturbed since 1970. Let's dig it out. No, don't dig it out. Dig what we need to, base, grid, fabric, bedding layer, done. You're in and out of that driveway 2 or 3 days faster.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I got fired up.
No, it's all good. I was messaging back to Icon at the same time. So what else is going on, Pete?
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Obviously, I'm Irish. You can tell by the olive skin and the and the smell of ouzo on my breath. That's black licorice liquor. Those of you who haven't tried that, don't.
Great.
Don't. Yeah. No, it's good. I did a presentation this morning for the Manitoba Landscape Nursery Association. That was a lot of fun. They had a lot of questions about permeability of interlocking pavement, which is relevant to our hybrid discussion, and that the rate of permeability is extremely low, but we need to manage whatever does get through the joints. And questions about, permeability of permeable pavements and how that affects, their stormwater management program for their property. So it was very interesting. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Next week we're talking about synthetic bases. We did an interview. We had Jeff and Ryan from Alliance, and we had Brad Malton from Outdoor Traditions Landscaping. I mentioned earlier that there are 4 types of base to use. There's dense graded, there's open graded or hybrid, there's concrete overlay, and there's synthetic. Without giving everything away from next week's episode, key benefits of synthetic versus the others, or when you would use each one, maybe.
Okay, and I did talk about overlays in our discussion this morning in Manitoba. I just think it's funny that, I started in the industry in 1992. I became an instructor in 1995 for the industry. And we've been so, kind of myopic about, dense grade stone, sand setting bed, this is the way we do it. And, we're in the pavement industry and the retaining wall industry, they've been very open-minded. 3/4 clean, dense grade, unreinforced concrete. And here are the reasons that you would do one or the other, right? And here's the application. Do I like using open graded stone under my walls? Yes. Do I do it all the time? No, because if I need to elevate my pipe, I can't use it. And the same thing applies with choosing your base under an interlocking pavement, a concrete paving slab, or a plankstone installation. This is a thinking person's game. We need to give our consumers the best value. We need to give our teams the best chance of success when they're building that project. And we need to be profitable when the project's all said and done. So those are our objectives. And in order to achieve them, we have to look. If the house was built in 1970, it's flat as a pancake, and they want a big, beautiful patio in the backyard, you're going to dig out 8 or 10 inches? That doesn't make any sense. Use synthetic. You're working in a liner pool application where they've excavated and backfilled by simply pushing in with a child's shovel, pushing in a little. They didn't backfill anything. Pour concrete. We have a great product at Teco called Pacific. No joints, nice and smooth. Just a gorgeous product. And it's coping that goes with it.
Hold on. Wait. Don't get ahead of me. I just want to show. If you go on the YouTube channel, so youtube.com/TecoBlog, it'll give you a chance to take a sip there, Pete. Type in overlay in the video search. You're going to find these 3 great videos on concrete overlays. We have the concrete porch overlays. Very complete, shows exactly what to do when you really don't have a lot of elevation to work with. So just a brooming of mason sand as a bedding layer. And when we're talking about installation of the Pacific that Pete was just starting to talk about, we have the full segment from Contractor Showcase where we talk about exactly what it is, how it works, and we even install it there on camera for you. So you get to see that with Pete and Rick going through it. So make sure that you're checking out the YouTube channel. Pete, I'll let you keep going.
Yeah. And there's some tricks to it because it's not always mason sand. Could be concrete sand, could be number 8, depends on the height of the coping versus the height of the field. But in a liner pool application, to do anything else for me just doesn't make any sense. If I'm working in a backyard application, a side yard, a front yard, where I'm outside of that, 6 to 9 feet away from the foundation wall, well, I'm leaning towards hybrid. It's 25% faster. I can do the whole job with little to no at all. A couple layers of biaxial grid if it's under vehicular traffic, a layer of non-woven, a layer of woven. I'm in and out.
Bang. Done.
Big bang. And they're not, they're going to love me. And my crew's going to love me because they're not covered with dust. There's no fines less than 5% passing the 200 sieve, which is almost none. It's a wash material. So they're not covered with dust at the end of the day. I mean, but again, it's a thinking person's game. What's best for my consumer? What's going to give my team the best chance for success? And what's going to help me achieve my profit objectives that I have set for my company for 2021? And if those 3 are solved with an overlay, giddy up. If they're solved with synthetics, giddy up. Hybrid, dense grade, and there's times I do all of them, then I'm fine.
It's all good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Somebody said Sambuca. Sambuca has too much sugar in it. I'm on a diet.
Sure. Oh, man. All right. So I guess we're good. Thanks how to Hardscape. That's nice. Well, look, man, we're all in this industry together. I think I learned a ton from you, Pete. You showed me when I joined TecoBlog over 15 years ago now. I learned a ton from you, and you've shown me a lot, both in terms of how to sell hardscapes, how to understand the cost of hardscapes, but also how to build hardscapes. And we built a shitload of work together. And I think that we both understand, you probably more than anybody, the sheer ridiculous potential that this industry has. So everything that we're doing here is really about growing the industry and helping everyone in it. And I know I say it every time, but go somewhere else in the world. Go to Europe. Look at how they use interlocking concrete pavements, how they use segmental retaining walls, how they use permeable pavements. And then come back here and look at what we're doing and understand that we're barely even scratching the surface. And there's just so much room to grow. Anybody who's in this industry now, if you can understand how the technologies work, like Pete's just been talking about, and if you can understand how to run your business, even just getting a little bit better with every project, every month, every quarter, every year, it pays huge dividends. Some of the biggest contractors that I know today that we work with today, 10 years ago when I met them, were just starting, and they were, they were putting in maybe 10 hardscape projects a year, maybe bringing in, I don't know, $500,000 of revenue. And now these are companies that are running 4 or 5 crews, and the owner can take vacation whenever he wants. And all of his employees are really valued team members that have been there for a long time, get good salaries and good bonuses, and their backs aren't busted from lifting heavy stuff because they have the right tools, the right equipment. Like, there's just so much room to grow so rapidly. If you just, like you've been saying, just realize it's a thinking person's game. Slow down, think a bit, study, understand everything, use these resources, and like, dude, the door's wide open.
Yeah, automate. There's great tools out there. Time to invest in them. Take care of them. I was with Pave Tool Innovators just the other day, and he's got a kit that holds the vacuum suction heads so they all sit nice and flat in the box, and you don't have that memory of the foam that's all messed up. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, where have you been? He goes, I'm going to send you one. I said, you have to, because they get, if they're not sitting, I mean, just looking at all those great tools and how you can automate and then recruit great people into and retain great people into all facets of our business. Whether it's building shit, whether it's selling stuff, whether it's marketing or accounting, this is a dynamic. There's a reason I've been in it 30 years. It's awesome. The people we interact with are awesome. The fact that, we're sitting here drinking a beer and people are telling us about Sambuca, that's awesome. It doesn't happen anywhere else. We got to watch each other's backs. And I think that's what Hardscaper is about. It's Hardscapers helping Hardscapers. We can pool our knowledge together. We can debate and we can argue and we can fight a little bit. And out of it's going to come profitability and growth and success. And that's what's cool. And that's why I'm here.
That's it. So speaking of tools and stuff, that vacuum lifter that we just saw on the screen, I'll show it again real quick. This guy here. Come on now. This guy here. Yeah, we're giving one of those away tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
That's Phil Baylor and Pave Tool. They've given us the Elite suction system, and we're raffling that off tonight, along with a bunch of other stuff. So, what do you say we get into the prize raffles and we see who won?
Absolutely, that's a killer prize.
All right, so let's start with that one since we hyped it up. The Pave Tool Elite Suction Machine Package. So this is worth over $1,000. This whole kit. I'm gonna tease it out a little bit. Someone in Illinois, Elgin, Illinois, Eduardo Vasquez from A+ Paving. Elgin,
yeah.
So Eduardo Vasquez from A+ Paving. We're gonna be getting in touch with you. You just won like a $1,000 plus vacuum lifting equipment set. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Hercules. You're going to love it, bro. Wouldn't leave home without it.
Absolutely. After that, we have $250 from Alliance. So that's good for all FlexLock products and Gator Base and Nitro Sand and Extreme Edge, exchangeable at any Techoblock dealer. And that's going to Roberto Perez from Perez Solutions in Westland, Michigan. So congratulations, Roberto.
Congratulations, Michigander. That's someone from Michigan. Michigander.
The MIT?
The UP. Upers. The Upers. Yeah. Traverse City's beautiful. If you've never been there, go to Traverse City.
Outside of the Detroit airport, I've never been to Michigan.
Oh, come on, dude. Killer. Traverse City, Michigan. Awesome.
How do we get one of those suction machines? Well, a great question. Go to pavetool.com and you can order one. or you can hopefully win something on one of our next prizes. But that was the Elite Suction System given out tonight to Eduardo Vasquez. We got the coffee maker.
Let me interrupt you just.
Yeah, go. You interrupted and you froze. Is that me? No, you're back. Okay, you're good. Interrupt away.
I was going to say, let me interrupt you for a second. I wouldn't wait. The season's upon us. If you need suction and vacuum equipment, get it. If you need mechanical lifting equipment, get it. If you need bigger equipment, rent it. But the other equipment, get them now. Don't wait. This is the year. Plow straight ahead. Focused on getting jobs done. Asses and elbows. Just getting it done. Don't wait. Get the equipment. Get the tools now. Rent the equipment if you don't already own it.
No, I agree. It's not that expensive. When you look in the grand scope of a year, budget it into your projects, you'll recover it in no time. Just the time you save, it pays for itself on the first go.
I'll say it one more time. This isn't the year for half measures. This isn't the year to wait. This is the year to attack and to get the equipment that you need to recruit and retain the best team members and get the most work done. Don't wait. No half measures this year.
Look at the comments coming in right now. No need to demo. You'll love it. We have that vacuum set up and love it. A week in, you'll wonder how you lived without it. Like, buy it. Go.
Yeah, and they're one of our dealers. They've got them in stock. How about that?
There you
go. How awesome is that? Awesome, Thank you.
Awesome. All right. The coffee maker, the job site coffee maker. That's also awesome. We're giving that away to Gerald Gordon from Gordon's Pond Utopia. I guess he does ponds, man. Well, you're going to do some more hardscapes and you're going to be well caffeinated. From Shermansdale, Pennsylvania, Gerald Gordon. And then we got the 3 Techo Block sample booklet kits. These are worth $500 a pop.
You have a picture of those?
Let me pull it up. Talk about it while I pull it up here.
Oh, the sample kit. The nice thing about the sample kit is every color, every texture, every product that is relevant to your residential project is in one case. You can wheel the entire case in. You can lay them across your table and just absolutely wow them, because this is a tactile industry. People want to touch. They want to feel it. They want to feel comfortable with it. You can order that sample later. I get it. That on the kitchen table is a game changer, or in your conference room.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't believe it, there's a testimonial here from Tony from Zamco. He sent this to me. I didn't even ask. I swear to God, I did not even ask him. He's like, look, these are too good for contractors to not use. He sent me this video. He's like, hopefully this helps people. So I added it to the site here. And he just talks about how he uses it, why he loves it. This is another no-brainer. You want good sales tools. You want to set yourself apart from your competitors. You want to be able to look like a professional, look clean, make the products look good, get the homeowner as excited as you are about your design. Bring the game, elevate your game with something like that. It's every single person who has it loves it. Nobody has tried to exchange it. Nobody said, I want my money back. Nobody said, this is stupid, I don't use it. Every single contractor, and there are thousands now, love using this tool. So we got 3 that we're giving away. And the first one goes to Michael Meyer from Myers Landscaping. He's in Peterborough, Ontario. Freaking Ontario winning all the time on these things. So Michael Meyer from Myers Landscaping, congratulations. We got Tim Miller from True North Strong Landscaping. I'll let you guess what country they're in. They're from Kitchener, Ontario. And we have Adam Reithel from D. Reithel Landscaping in Hampshire, Illinois. So congratulations to Adam Reithel from Reithel Landscaping, Tim Miller from True North Strong Landscaping, Michael Meyer from Myers Landscaping, Gerald Gordon, Roberto Perez, Eduardo Vasquez. You're our lucky winners for all these awesome prizes tonight. And one other thing. On our Instagram account here, we started a contest last week because we had just hit 1,000 followers. We're now somewhere around 1,200 followers and counting. Every month, we're going to be giving away a bunch of swag packs to some lucky contractors. All you have to do is like that post. So go look at our history of posts, like the post, and comment and tag some of your buddies on there. And we have 10 winners tonight. Sorry, I said 15. It's 10. 10 winners tonight. And actually, Baylor Brothers is the first one. So Baylor Brothers, someone's going to get a swag kit from Tackle Block and Hardscaper. We have the Rusty Shovel, our boys out in Regina, Saskatchewan. We have Hardscape Ottawa. Matt, you're getting a swag kit. We have Aura Innovates, Needham Outdoor Solutions, Landscape Design Maintenance. These are just the Instagram handles. I don't know who the people are, unfortunately, but we're going to reach out to you on Insta. You're going to get your swag kit. Rempel Landscapes, who was actually one of the first people to send us a question on our first live 5 weeks ago. Leonardo Walls, Oak and Turf, and Lawnworks 607. So the 10 of you are all going to be getting swag kits sent out to you in the coming weeks. We have all those prizes going out in a couple weeks as well. So everyone's getting geared up for the season. And we're going to be back here again next week talking about synthetic base. And we're going to break it down. We're going to take all your questions. This is the year to make a difference and turn your business into the rocket ship that's just going to take over the world in the future. You need to be able to look at how you build, how you market, how you sell, how you estimate, how you recruit, how you retain, how you train. And Hardscaper is your source for all that stuff. So keep checking out the content on hardscaper.com. Keep tuning into these lives. We're here to help you. I'm Alex from Tackle Block. That's Paver Pete. And Pete, unless you got something else to add, I'm going to finish my Guinness here and enjoy what's left of St. Patrick's.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. God bless everybody. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.